Once again, good afternoon, CCN climate advocates. It's my pleasure to do this informational presentation on trees for my esteemed colleagues. I know that some of us may say, we already know about trees. Can someone here unmute your mic and tell me something you know about trees?
They make oxygen from carbon dioxide.
That is correct, Katrina. Yes, that is definitely correct. However, there are more benefits, much more benefits that I would like to share with you. So in this presentation, I will demonstrate a crucial role that trees play. Looking at this slide, I know that we already know about some of the benefits that are listed here. What I would like you to do is to just raise your hand. You don't have to speak, just raise your hand, your virtual hand, to indicate that you know one or two of these benefits. Awesome. I see Katrina. No one else recognize any of these benefits? Okay, I'm seeing more hands. Thank you very much. Well, what I'm going to be presented is on this slide, but I have grouped them into 6 categories. They are environmental benefits, biodiversity, climate resilience, economic benefits, social and cultural significance, and health and well-being. I know that health and well-being is something big these days. Okay, so we are going on to environmental benefits. So the subgroups that we have are climate regulation, air quality, and water cycle. So in relation to climate regulation, basically it's the same thing that Katrina mentioned when I asked for a volunteer earlier. It's that trees absorb carbon dioxide and they produce oxygen. And this helps with climate change, mitigate climate change. There's also air quality because trees actually filter out pollutants from the air and it increases air quality. So pollutants are like carbon dioxide and also nitrogen dioxide. It also helps with the water cycle where, yes, it helps with water cycle and it also contributes to rainfall. Biodiversity, habitats. Trees provide essential habitats for countless species. That includes plants, animals, and insects. Can anybody tell me of any animal that they know that trees provide a habitat for? Anybody?
Bats.
Bats? Okay, thank you very much, Hannon. And yes, that is one. There's also birds. There are so many. There are countless species that trees provide a habitat for. And there's also ecosystem health, where trees support complex ecosystems. And it also maintains balance and biodiversity. Trust me, if there is no trees, everything suffers. If you remember your high school biology, you will remember about food chains and food webs. That is where that comes in. We also need trees because they provide climate resilience. So if you look at the image, the first image that I have there, that is demonstrating storm protection. So with trees, they actually reduce the impact of storm surges. So in that diagram, it's basically mangroves. And if you look at the first one, you will see that because there is a lot of mangroves there is no flooding of the infrastructure that humans build, like hotels and houses and so forth. And if you look at the other one, you will see that there are hardly any trees. There is no trees and there is flooding. So if we do not want flooding, trees can actually help in some instances. And it also prevents erosion, and this is by using the roots. So when you're building and so forth, it's not good to actually cut down all the trees. It's good to at least have some that can actually support the soil and will lessen the impact on infrastructure when there is adverse weather and so forth. There's also economic value. And in terms, I subgrouped into tourism and resources. So in relation to tourism, there's something called ecotourism, where people actually come to see the natural beauty of countries, which includes trees and so forth. So we would like when people go hiking and so forth, there must be trees. In terms of resources, trees provide timber, food, medicine, and other products. So those are some of the important things that trees do. But when we are doing resources, we have to also keep in mind that we do not cut down everything. We have to do this sustainably. So that is something that we need to also take into consideration, that we need to be sustainable in everything that we do. And when it comes to trees, we also have to be sustainable. So even though I have resources there, I do not mean that we go and we cut down everything in order to get these resources. We need to also replant, because trees can be replanted and regrown. So we need to also take that in. We need to make sure that we do everything sustainably and in the right way. There's also social and cultural significance. So when the Grenada chapter did our campaign, our event, we actually took advantage of community space. It was in the botanical gardens, and we actually held our event under a tree. And I'm telling you, it was really good. I did not realize it was going to be so fulfilling and so good to actually be outside under a tree, just chatting with like-minded people. So when we have our family events, we can actually take advantage of trees and take advantage of the shade and the clean air that it provides. And you incorporate trees more in events that we have. There's also cultural heritage. There are some trees that grow very, very tall, and people actually go to look at it. And there are some that actually grow big, and there are trees that actually live for hundreds, decades. And these are of significant value, because when trees live that long, they have become protected, and some countries have them as cultural heritage. Health and well-being. I will share a story. I was feeling extremely stressed. So there was a garden where I was staying. So I went into the garden just to relax. And I'm telling you, when I left the garden, I felt so rejuvenated. So I felt much better than when I entered the garden. And that is because there is research that says that green spaces reduce stress, and trees also reduce stress. So when you have the time, I just want you to just go to a tree and you just sit on it. You just sit by it, you lean back on the tree and just relax, just meditate. Just use all of your senses. Just close your eyes, concentrate on what you're hearing, concentrate on what you're smelling. And I'm sure, I can guarantee you that you will feel much better. And trees also provide clean air, because I did mention earlier that it also filters out pollutants. So when you're around trees, you're actually breathing in oxygen, and you're feeling much healthier, because oxygen is something that human beings need. So now that you've heard about the amazing benefits of trees, I hope that you can appreciate their crucial role as nature-based climate solutions. trees offer more than just mitigation and adaptation processes. They possess diverse potential, as highlighted in the presentation. In contrast to many man-made structures that serve specific functions with potential drawbacks, trees stands out for their versatility and their holistic benefits. Let's reimagine trees and consider gifting ourselves some trees, gifting our friends, and gifting our family members, as trees are truly amazing and they benefit our ecosystem and they benefit us. So I want us to think about trees and start using them more and start appreciating them more. When you say tree, I just want you to think about all these benefits. Thank you.